Hello everyone. So I tried to record this video while I was driving, but the camera was shaking way too much. So I parked for a quick couple of minutes. I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. Um, how did this video come to be? A few weeks ago, I posted a picture of my scale and talking about how much weight I had lost and yada yada. So anyway, I started getting a bunch of messages and asking what it is that I've been doing. Um, so this video is basically just to address that. This is what works for me. It might not work for you, but if you find any value in this video and you'd like to apply some of the principles, then everyone's a lab. You know, try it out. As far as results, starting in July, I was weighing 200 pounds. I'm at just about 165 right now. So that's 35 pounds. I've dropped 10% body fat. I had a physical done about 2 months ago. Flying colors, cholesterol at 175. I mean, HDLs, great range. Sugar levels were great. So, the nutrition system is working. Now, let me go for a big disclaimer. Number one, I'm not a physician. I'm not a doctor. Okay, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just someone who, likes to read about fitness and wellness and nutrition. And I've been working on myself for a number of years, and I think I finally found a formula that works for me. What I try to do is create some sort of a system. Okay, if we start any sort of plan and it becomes way too difficult, we're just going to drop it. So I wanted anything that becomes a system, and anything that becomes habitual and becomes like a ritual, and it's simple. More than likely, you will follow through. If it becomes too difficult, then if you have to spend hours and hours in the kitchen and measuring and this and that, then it's really not going to work. So I ended up creating this system for me, and it works. As far nutrition is only one of the. I mean, I consider there are 5 elements to wellness and fitness. Number one is nutrition. Number two is your supplementation. Number three is obviously you're working out, your fitness, resting, and then de-stressing. De-stressing, doing activities that fun activities, relaxing, etc., etc. I'm just going to address the nutrition on this video. Believe it or not, my nutrition, as far as caloric intake, is about 50 to 60% fat. Now, when I say fat, I don't want you to run, to a supermarket now and buy 50 pounds of pork belly with it, because at least that doesn't work for me. I stay away from animal fat as much as possible. What I do is I eat healthy fats, your olive oils, your anything omega-3, high in omega-3, your coconut oil, your nuts and seeds, your black seed oil, ghee, things of that nature, avocados. So those types of foods. So what I have done is I've created a list, and a list will tell me what one portion of fat is for me. Now, one portion of fat is about 15 grams. Now, do the math. There's 9 calories in each gram of fat. So basically, I'm eating 3 to 4 servings of fat per meal, and I do 3 meals. So roughly I'm doing 450 calories, 500 calories, 550 of pure fat at every meal. As far as protein, what I've discovered for me is, I don't need that much protein. I know proteins are the building blocks of muscles and this and that, but I do basically, as far as caloric intake, again, about 30%. As far as carbs, very low. I do about 20%. Now, very low in caloric intake, but very high in fiber. I do mostly veggies, low glycemic veggies, mostly green veggies, So that's why the caloric intake is low, but the fiber intake is super high. Now I will cycle depending on the day. If it's a heavy workout day, you know, I'll do more like, you know, heavy carbs. Heavy carbs I'll call, like, you know, your bread, your pasta, your rice, sweet potatoes, starchy. I try to stay away for the most part from obviously sugars and starchy veggies. As far as my nutrition, I also do a protocol called intermittent fasting. Some of you might be familiar with it. It works for me. It also saves me from planning 6 to 7 meals a day, which, you know, based on what I've read, based on my research, you know, they say it keeps your metabolism stoked for the whole day. The reality is that, you know, your metabolism raises based on your caloric intake, basically. So if I eat 2,500 calories in 6 meals or 3 meals, my metabolism is going to be revved up pretty much the same the whole day. As far as intermittent fasting, I'm not going to go into science. You can Google it, you know, do your own research. And basically that's it. That's what I do. I train really hard. I've been doing these Spartan races lately. So I do train really hard, train like a freaking animal. But number one for me has been nutrition. Most of I'm 50 years old. I feel amazing. I mean, I'm in better shape than I was when I was a freshman in college. So anyway, I just thought, I'd share, I'd share this information with you guys, since some of you have been asking. Just experiment. I mean, again, this might work for you. It might not, but we're a lab. Everyone's different. So keep looking, don't stop, and find whatever works for you. All right. Happy New Year. Hope everyone's well. Take care.